Hello everyone, this is Vesper and you're watching QAC. I'm not sure exactly how to go about doing this video because it's actually a video that I never thought I'd be making, or at least not now, especially not now. But for those of you, and sorry I have a cold so I might clear my throat a lot, but for those of you who have seen some of my other videos, my older videos, you might know that I never intended to come out to my mom. And those of you who follow me on Tumblr might know that that intention, that plan, it wasn't really a plan, but intention, literally went up in flames this past week. It all kind of started about a month ago, I guess. My mom and I were having a conversation and she brought up her will and the stuff and was talking about the stuff that she would leave me, which she sometimes does since finding out that she has cancer. She does that from time to time, talk about her will and stuff she's leaving me and stuff like that. But anyway, she was talking about this stuff and I made an offhanded comment that she might not end up leaving me anything in the end because between now and then she might disown me. Or I said something like that. I don't know exactly what I said because it was really just an offhanded comment on my part. I really shouldn't have said that, but I did. And she questioned me about it and I refused to give her any clarification. And the conversation continued, moved on. What was said was said. 2 weeks later, my mom, during our weekly phone call, she brought up my comment again and she asked me what could possibly make her disown me. And I flat out told her that I didn't want to talk about it. But being the persistent and stubborn person that she is, she ignored that and started trying to guess, randomly throwing out guesses at what could make her disown me. And she threw out the guess of religion, and I said no, that has nothing to do with it, and she asked lots of other things, and I flat out kept on saying that I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Eventually, she threw out the guess of sexuality, and I said I don't want to talk about it. And again, she ignored that, and she flat out asked me, are you a lesbian or a bisexual? And at that point, I was really caught off guard. I was completely floored that she would flat out ask me that because, I mean, if you know my mom, which you don't, it's really surprising that she would ask me that. Anyways, I laughed because I did think it was funny, but I was really, like, at the same time, I was laughing to cover that, and I asked her, what makes you ask me that? And her response, well, your stance on homosexuality and your attire. And I was just laughing and oh my god, it was funny. But anyways, again, she's persistent and stubborn. And despite my laughter, she kept pressing, is that it? Is that it? And I said I didn't want to talk about it, and she's like, is that it? Oh, that must be it. And no matter how much I said I didn't want to talk about it, she would keep pressing and start, saying, oh, that must be it. So I said that, no, that's not entirely what it is, or something like that. And then she was like, oh, so tell me what it is. And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. And she asked again, I said, I don't want to talk about it, and the conversation ended. The following weekend, which was this past weekend, after about 10 or 15 minutes of what was kind of normal conversation but was still obviously awkward, I decided that I would come out to her as asexual. Why? Because my mom, being the stubborn and persistent person that she is, I know that even if she pretends to have dropped a subject, she hasn't, and she will snoop around, and she will keep asking me about it, and stuff like that. So I felt like it was too much stress dealing with her questions or waiting for her questions and assumptions and snooping around. So I decided that I would try and preempt that and just come out as asexual. Only as asexual. I wouldn't tell her anything else. And that conversation, I'm not going to even try to summarize it again, because I already have. Directly after that conversation, I posted a summary, a really condensed version of it on Tumblr. So I guess I'll just try to half-assedly reenact that. Actually, it's not really in a reenactment, I'm just going to read it to you, okay? Okay, so unlike what most people think, there are actually more than 3 sexualities. I know, there's that one that Prince says he is. What is it? What? He says that, what was it? Sometimes he feels like a man and sometimes he feels like a woman. That's his gender, Mom. That isn't a sexuality. It's called being gender fluid. Well, I know that some people have, what do you call it? Mixed body parts? That isn't sexuality either, Mom. Okay, so tell me what it is then. Okay, so which one are you then? I'm asexual. But what about your relationship with D? You had sex. What about my relationship with D? I said that I don't experience sexual attraction. I didn't say that I can't have sex. There are many types of attraction, and thus many reasons why someone may be attracted to or love someone. I very much loved D and was very much attracted to him, but just not sexually. Okay. Okay? I can't condone this because it's wrong in the eyes of God. But it's your choice. I will keep praying for you. Sexuality isn't a choice. Yes, it is. Did you choose to be attracted to men? When did that happen? But I can and have in the past chosen not to do anything with a man. Yes, your choices are actions. You have the choice to act upon your attraction or not. However, that attraction itself is not a choice. It is no more a choice than being hungry is. Yes, it is a choice, because blah 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 blah. I've heard of asexualism. You mean asexuality. Asexuality before? It's when organisms split into other organisms on their own and they're not male or female or something like that. I learned about it in science class. That has nothing to do with this. Anyway, it's not a choice. Go to bed. Good night. Yes, it is a choice. Good night. Before that part of the conversation, my mom had been asking me repeatedly to tell her some traumatic or life-changing events that happened in my life. No doubt, because she thinks that if she knows those things, somehow she'll be able to make sense out of my beliefs and my actions, etc., etc., which is ridiculous. But anyways, I told her that I couldn't, because I couldn't just rattle off the events of my life like that. After coming out, I told her that I would send her a couple of videos about how I came to identify as asexual. I did that trying to be optimistic. While my head was going, I was trying to stay optimistic, and I thought that maybe, those videos, hearing that, could give her some context to better better understand where I'm coming from or something like that. I don't know. I was just trying to be optimistic. Anyway, I edited my Road to Asexuality and my Growing Up Ace videos, which are on this channel, to remove the Queer As Cat logo and to cut out any mention of the channel. And then I uploaded them as private listings, so only the person who had the link to the video and was listed as being able to view the video could see the video. I uploaded those onto my other channel, the YouTube channel that my mom actually knows about. I didn't put tags on either of the videos. I didn't put any description on either of the videos. I simply titled them Asexual. And I guess that was my freaking undoing. Do not make the same mistake that I did. Holy fuck. Apparently, the title of my videos was enough for YouTube to put videos from this channel, Queer As Cat, on the sidebar as suggested videos. And my mom, seeing my face, she clicked on those videos and navigated to this channel, Queer As Cat, supposedly, without even realizing that she was on a different channel. She then proceeded to watch all 21, 22 videos on this channel, every single one of them. And you can imagine the state of mind that I was when she told me this. There aren't even words to describe how shocked and distraught and like, oh my god, when she told me this. It was 2 days later, this past Tuesday, that she contacted me saying that she had watched the videos and was ready to talk, because in my email I specifically told her that I wanted to talk with her after she watched those videos. Those 2 videos. So 2 days later, she tells me that she's watched the videos and she's ready to talk. And I'm thinking that she watched those 2 videos. But no, she watched, oh my god, videos that I had never wanted her to see, or stuff that I hadn't wanted her to see yet, at least. And all of this happened with like an hour until I was supposed to go to work. Oh my god. Anyway, I want to point out that during the course of this video conversation, it took place through Google Hangouts, that my mom actually commented on how, even though I was trying to do my utmost best to keep my cool while she was telling me that she watched all these videos that I never wanted her to see, she actually pointed out that I seemed more upset and distressed and shocked than she did. And yeah, I don't know how much time, I mean, it was 2 days between me sending her the links and her contacting me, but I don't know how much actual time she had allowed herself to, I don't know, come to terms with what she had. Oh, she still hasn't come to terms with, but I don't know how much time she allowed herself to cool down before she contacted me. But it was very true. She said that I looked more distressed and distraught, and it was totally the case, because she was keeping her cool somehow, or at least her appearances would make me believe that. And I was just like, but I was trying not to look like that. Anyway, I will not make any attempt to try and summarize that conversation that we had after she let me know that she had seen all those videos, because it was really long, or at least it felt really long, and she said so many things. I can't even try to tell you everything that she said. But I will say this, that everything that she said with the sincerest desire to try to comfort me. It seemed like she got this idea that she was under the impression that I was angry or hurting or depressed over how I am, and I'm not. But that's how she approached the conversation. She tried her utmost best to try and comfort me. I wouldn't even say it was... I hesitate to say that she was trying to support me. She was trying to comfort me. That's a better word for the things that she said. She said every kind of explanation that one would ever possibly come up with upon hearing that asexuality exists, or upon someone coming out to you as asexual. She tried her utmost best to convince me that everything that I was feeling was normal, that none of it is unusual, that everyone is like that everyone doesn't experience sexual attraction sometimes, that everyone... She even made this argument in relation to me being a panromantic and biromantic. She even said that everyone is bisexual to some extent or another. She literally said this. She said that the difference is that some people can restrain themselves and others can't, or choose not to. And she tried her best to say that, you know, in many different ways she approached this, that everything that you're experiencing, you don't need to label yourself like that because it's okay. Everyone's like that. There's nothing strange about it. Don't worry about it. Like that. She didn't say it like that, but she said things like that. Again, with the sincerest desire to try and comfort me, even though I didn't need any comforting in that regard. The problem is that even though she was doing her utmost best from the bottom of her heart to try and comfort me and help me and feel better about things, she was actually really hurting my feelings and making me very frustrated. And she was doing actually the opposite of what she was trying to do. And yeah, like when she said that sex is an innate, and innate was her word, that sex is an innate part of love, that when you love someone, sex is definitively a part of that, it becomes a part of that, and that you just haven't found the right person yet. I was just like, it really hurt and made me really angry. More hurt than angry. But it really hurt that my mom, who knows my relationship history, who knows that I have been in 2 very serious relationships that have spanned 9 years with people that I loved very dearly, it hurts to have her say, or even suggest, that I just haven't found the right person yet, and that's why I haven't been sexually attracted to them. It's like, no one should say that to anyone, no one. But it just felt all the more hurtful for my mom to say that to me, given her knowledge of my past relationships and stuff. So as I said, during the course of this conversation, my mom said every single thing imaginable, and I'm not exaggerating. She also said that maybe I wouldn't be the way that I am if she had hugged me more as a kid, or maybe if she hadn't divorced my dad, things would be different, and stuff like that. And it's... I don't even know what to say about that. It made me so mad for her to be saying that. Number one, because it's like she's trying to lay the blame for how I am on herself, when she has nothing to do with it. This is not about her, and she has nothing to do with it. But here she is trying to act like she had something to do with it. And it's just like, I really don't care for nature versus nurture crap. And actually she took both sides of that argument. But I really don't care for that. I really don't, and I wish she would not bring herself into this at all. And I know my mom isn't the only parent who is like that. But this was actually one of the exact reasons why I had decided to never come out to her, because I know that she does this. She's done it with other things in the past, and I can't stand it when she does this. Parents need to understand that they cannot, as much as they want to find an explanation or a cause for something, fishing around for it is not helping anything, especially in this situation when I myself am perfectly at peace, have come to terms completely with how I am. I'm not looking for explanations, and I don't need explanations or reasons. I understand that she is still coming to terms with things. She only found out about this, it was 2 days ago or a day ago when we had that conversation. Or actually, yeah, 2 days or 1 day ago. And she needs to not confuse that by thinking that I also need guidance or explanation, because I don't. I've had years to come to terms with this, and yeah, please don't try to explain it. I mean, I understand she's trying to explain it for herself while she thinks she's trying to explain things for me, but she's really doing it for herself, is what I really think. And I understand, and I really want to make this point, that this applies to everyone who has recently come out or who is thinking about coming out, that just as I've had years to come to terms with things and to better understand things, I've had time for that. My mom or whoever you have come out to or are going to come out to, they also need time to come to terms with things too. And it sucks that in the meantime, while they're doing that, it's gonna suck ass for you, and it's gonna hurt because they're probably gonna say things that are really hurtful and not understand things, even when you try your utmost best to help them understand things. But they need time, just like you needed time. And my mom needs time, just like I needed time. But at the same time, oh my God. I'm gonna do my utmost best. I have to do my utmost best to be patient and to help her as much as I can along the way. And I recommend to everyone who has come out or is in the process of coming out or intends to come out to also be patient and try your best to help the people that you're coming out to better understand things. But at the same time, you can't force them to understand anything. They need time to deal with it. And I keep telling myself that over and over again while my mom says really hurtful things, but it's okay. It will take years for my mom to come to terms with things. I know that for a fact. She is not going to come to terms with things overnight. She will act like nothing has happened, like our conversation today, actually. It was like total normal before anything happened conversation. Although a little awkward on my part, but she will act like nothing happened, and then out of the blue she'll bring up something again and I'll want to tear my hair out, and then she'll act like nothing happened, and it will take time. But yeah, that's where I am right now, wanting to pull my hair out sometimes, and my mom says stuff that sucks. But I'm still coming to terms with the fact that she knows now what she knows, even if she doesn't understand it. And I know this has been a really long video full of me bitching and moaning and whining and crap, but I also want to point out that I am actually very grateful. I do recognize that my mom is doing her best, and I could not be more thankful for that. even though she's falling short, she's doing her best. Her head hasn't exploded, which I sincerely thought it would if she ever found my channel. Her head is still intact, and she's still talking to me, and she hasn't disowned me yet. So I'm thankful for all of this. There are silver linings in this situation. And yeah, I want to end this video on a happy note. My mom's head didn't explode. Maybe your parents' heads won't explode. Oh my god. But anyways, that's all for this video. Sorry it's so long.